He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works for the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Corner bank to the perfect cup, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. TG from Kilmarnock Town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Right, good evening, welcome back to VP4TV. We're actually here a little bit earlier than scheduled. There were, up until about half an hour ago, I would imagine, 3 matches on the schedule. I had gone for dinner. I have since come back from dinner and we have a one lost side match between MC_Clarkey and DJ Simon. They're going at the top of the hour, which is about 7 minutes away from now. So unexpectedly, this match is starting an hour before the main event of the evening, which is the round 3 match between Albinario and Spectredawn. We also have, finally, the match between Real Poland Power, known as Stub, against Cold as Pillow, which is due to go off on Friday night, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. And we then also have the match between Larry and Demon on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. So, sorry, I'll correct that. It's Saturday morning at 7 a.m. So here's hoping Slim is around at that time. but that is very early my time. That is probably 1 a.m. in the morning for him. If he's got a working day ahead of him, I wouldn't imagine Slim would be there to catch that match with Larry and Demon, because I certainly won't. So the main event tonight is the match with Albinario from Sweden against Spectredawn from or representing the United Kingdom. Welcome to Calder's Pillow. Welcome to Hazard as well. He was there. He's probably got bored and left. So that's it. And needless to say, I do not know, unless Matt runs away with this match or Simon runs away with the match, it's doubtful it's going to take an hour for it to complete. So we would just need to keep an eye on what's happening, because we're jumping over to the Albinario Spectredawn match unless it gets really, really close between Matt and Simon. Now, obviously, Matt is going to be the very strong favourite to win this match. I've no doubt about that. He should be too strong for Simon. And of course, it's the same thing. Simon may well get opportunities. How good he's going to be at getting out, that remains to be seen. So that's the one to look forward to. And let's just see if we can get these damn things to work. Hang on. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I have had no message incoming from Steve. He might still be intended to join the main match, and he probably doesn't know that this match is going ahead at the top of the hour. I thought Celtic, well, first of all, they were never going to have possession of the ball. It was the Germans with possession for most of the night. I said to my colleague at work, I said, look, if we lose 3-0, that'll be a good result. It's still better than 7-1 against Borussia Dortmund. And then for the last 20, 25 minutes, we started to play. And then we got the goal. And but the Germans are too experienced and too clever. They kept the ball in that last 7 minutes to make sure Celtic weren't going to get any more chances. But Bayern certainly are not. They're not going to win the Champions League. They're far from champion quality. Their team, especially if Celtic can get a goal against them. And it was Maeda that got the goal again. He can't stop scoring goals. And so, in fact, he was actually destined not to get to play last night because they had put a 2-match ban on him for getting sent off in the previous round. But Celtic appealed it and they reduced it down to 1. And that allowed him to play last night, which was quite good. But I thought our performance was pretty good considering it was backs against the wall. I thought we defended pretty well, but against quality strikers, you're going to give them chances at some point. But to go over there to Germany, Celtic's got to go over there. The only thing that puzzles me is how the Germans are going to play. I mean, they've already won the tie as far as they're concerned. They've done the business. They've got the 2-1 lead. It's whether they're content in the 2-1 lead or whether they're going to try and stretch Celtic and get that third goal, and that'll settle the tie altogether. But Celtic can't go over there and defend. Defend all night. That's going to be no good. They had one shot and goal up until they actually got the goal. So if it's going to be like last night, then they ain't going to have any chance of winning unless they actually get forward. Now, the changes that Brendan Rodgers made certainly worked. It gave us that bit more impetus up front, and he might go with that set up right from the beginning next week. It's only next Tuesday now for that match. Good evening to Tyler. Welcome to everybody else. I'm rabbiting on here, killing time. We've got 2 minutes to go. For any latecomers, the match that you see with the two players on the screen is the match that we're intended to stream later tonight. But at the top of the hour, we have a match that was scheduled when I was at my dinner, and that's the match between the one lost side match between Matt, MC Clarkey, and Simon, and that's going to go up in a minute. And we'll go into that match and we'll watch it for the hour and see how things go. I might see Steve coming into the room, so I may well have to bail out and bring him into Discord if he decides he's going to appear. He might not appear for this match because, as I said earlier, that he probably isn't aware it's on. He should certainly know that the match with Albie and Spectredawn is on, and he might be plotting to be there, but he hasn't messaged me, so he hasn't made any notification that he's going to be there. Right, let's get in the room. And we're all set to go. So Matt is in. Now, I had a weird thing happen this morning. Oh, it was certainly a good laugh at the end of that Everton game. I switched it over to catch the end of it while the Celtic game was still on. I switched it over to catch the final minutes, and it ended up a bit of a punch up at the end of it. I think there were like 4 people sent off, 2 players and two guys from the background team, or what the hell you call them. I think they were sent off as well. Right, well, Matt is in. He's keen to get underway. I've never seen that name before. Via Tabernac, whoever that is. Right, so Simon has arrived. Matt is on the right-hand side. Races to 13 on the one lost side. And the 10 ball is the last ball to go down. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I had a weird thing happen this morning. Now, I don't know whether it was a Windows update, and I managed to decipher what the problem was. When I was playing Cowboy this morning with the guys, we were playing Cowboy doubles. Suddenly, I said to them, "I can't. My game is glitching. There's like a stutter." And it's happening on a sort of regular interval. And I'll show you what I mean. If you look at my little cue stick on the screen, if that was my mouse cursor on the because it was happening on the desktop as well. It wasn't just happening in game. But if I moved my mouse, there'd be a point where it would actually, the cursor would stop, and then the cursor would reappear after it glitched. So there was like a stutter. The cursor disappears, and then wherever I moved the mouse to, the cursor would reappear. Now, unfortunately, that was happening in game. And so whenever I was rotating the camera, or more importantly, when I was trying to stroke the cue, when I was drawing the cue back with the mouse to go forward, it was glitching. So it was buggering up my game. And so, needless to say, I started doing malware byte scans in case it was something going on in the background. And I then did an actual boot scan, an antivirus boot scan, which was about an hour. I did all of that, and the mouse was still doing the same thing. And so I Googled it, and something came up saying about mouse drivers. Well, I checked. I've got a program for checking my drivers, and all my drivers were updated, but it could be a conflict from maybe a recent update it suggested on Google. So I unplugged the mouse, plugged one of my other mice in, and everything's fine. So the fact that the mouse I was using doesn't show that it needs an update, there's obviously some sort of conflict maybe with the recent update I've had, and this is why it's so difficult to decipher bloody problems with computers. It's just oh, I'm okay. I've got plenty of backup mice, but now I'm fearful of plugging that mouse back in to get the same problem. But anyway, that was resolved.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, Simon, now this is one shot that's catching everybody out. I mean, it's tough enough as it is, but it is not a gimme, this 10 volt. Good evening to Cobra. Cobra, you won't have heard anything. But I'll say this to you, and I'll say it in front of everybody else that's here. The goading of Demon that you were doing the other night has resulted in me getting 2 emails. The first one was from you-know-who, and that was sent to Steve. And then the second one was from Demon, I think. I haven't really properly read them. I just see them coming in my inbox. But I think one of them was the second one was from you-know-who to Demon. So it was. No, it wasn't in Swedish. Suffice to say, we will have no more of it if Demon appears in the stream. We'll have no more of it because I don't want contact from you-know-who anymore either. This is a bit straight. Now I finally remembered how to do presets again in XSplit Broadcaster, and like for example these sort of things, if I can get it to work. Hang on, things like that. I finally remembered how to do it. Yeah, that was a tough cut, but you might be getting lucky here. Well, the shot here's thin right-hand side of the 7 and duck into the long grass. Now you've got to feather this thin. Yeah. Didn't quite get it thin enough though, and therefore he didn't get the length. So Simon may well have a go at this, because this is difficult to really keep safe. Well, anybody can watch streams, but the thing is in his YouTube profile, I don't think he can come in and join chat. In fact, the other thing is that if he's in YouTube, he won't get any. I believe he won't get any alerts or notifications, even if he has them switched on. And if I'm live on YouTube, he won't see it. Well, Simon misses the hit, so Matt should be getting all square here. So a reminder for latecomers, this is not the match that you're looking at on screen. It is not Albinario and Spectredawn, but if you can read, you will realise that. This is a match that was unscheduled until maybe an hour or so ago, and so we're going to cover this until such times as we get round to the next hour. I was actually hoping that Slim was going to turn up, but again, it's the sort of middle of the afternoon or early afternoon his time, and again, if he's in a working day, that'd be a very surprise. I was looking at, I mean, Mr. Fox got banned from my channel because he wants to come on and argue politics with anybody that wants to. So we got rid of him. And then if you look at his profile, he's got some bullshit profile pic on with a ranting political statement on it as well. I mean, you go to play games online to get away from crap. You don't bring your crap with you. That's my argument all the time. Leave your crap at the door. Whatever, whether it's political beliefs or not, you certainly don't come into my channel and start ranting about it. You're going to get booted out the door. Anyway, one apiece. Push out played. Now, again, Matt could have Simon in a whole heap of trouble here. And I think the only thing is he just has left an edge out here, maybe, possibly. No. Let's have a look. No, he hasn't. Well, maybe you think that, Goldust Pillow. Just don't let him know any of your political beliefs, or he'll start ripping into you for some reason or another. That's what he likes to do. This bloody viewer count thing, I'm going to have to ditch that and go back to the old one because it's totally buggered. It's showing 3, and yet on my phone it's showing 9. So there's something seriously delayed on that Botrix one. I'm going to get rid of that and put the old one back in. Right, a little bit of jiggery pokery going on here. Well, John Higgins has played 3 matches as far as I can recollect in the Welsh Open. And at the early stages of the tournament, his races to 4, and he's not lost a frame yet. I was watching him this afternoon, and that young Welsh boy, him with the beard, that's the one you're talking about. John Higgins was in like the second frame of his match, or just finishing it, because it was like a 40-minute frame. And they were just finishing that frame, and Jackson Page was going home. He'd won 4-0 against Tom Ford in 49 minutes. I mean, the guy's in a serious hurry. And then we had that other boy, I can't remember his name, but he was on for a 1-4-7 and then got himself snookered about 5 or 6 reds into it. Now, why is he calling the pocket? That's what I want to know. Why is he calling the pocket that we can see he's going to play it in? I don't know why he's doing that. That was more than obvious. So we've got the 5 ball over the side. He should be out here. He really should be out. He just needs to come down the table and see that 5 ball. Now, well, he's just got to nick this, and he really doesn't want to go too far into the table for this 6 ball. Doesn't want to go too far. Let me just slow that down a bit. That's better. That should be fine. But there you go. You know, you just send that offline a little tad, and they catch these jaws, they do not go in. Well, Simon needed to get lucky there if he was drawn straight into that. He's still got a shot, and he will be on the 8 ball with the line that he's taken here, because this cue ball will be lined up in the 8 ball, so it's all about the 7. Doesn't want to go near the rail. Right, well, this is just a roll through for the 9 into the side. That's the plan here. No heroics. He needs to keep rolling though. He needs to keep going. That's perfect. And this is what you have to do if you're the underdog. You have to be good enough that when you get a chance like that, and it might look simple and not a lot to do, but the most important end result is you do it and you get it done. So Simon got himself in the lead. The mistake from Matt, and it was punished. And I think the usual result in the follow-up is a dry break. Oh, has he got cover in that? No, he hasn't. And Simon's caught out the same way as well. See, these guys are taking liberties with these pockets a wee bit, and they're not getting away with it. That's the thing. Right, I'm actually stewing here. I'm going to have to take my top off again, and I've turned the heating off about 2 hours ago. But I've had my PC on all day. That's why the room's warm. And did Maguire win as well? I never saw that result. Right, it'll be a wee second here. Right, that's better. A lot more comfortable now. I see Mark Selby was in a grinding operation with his match the other night. I think it went on to about 1 o'clock in the morning, and one of the frames took over an hour. I can't remember who he was playing, but I heard them telling us the story of his match this afternoon. Now, how careful has he got to be here? Well, straight into the rail and straight out. He needs to keep going just to make it that bit more comfortable. A little dig to hold the cue ball. And again, caught out by the off-angle cut. And there's another opportunity for you, Simon. And I think Matt wants to address the situation pretty quickly here. Yeah, Mark Allen, he's fixated on actually the one thing he's fixated on is actually performing better in the World Championships. That you listen to his interviews, and he's been like that for about the last 4 or 5 years, and actually he's so desperate to go deep into the tournament and win it. Now, every player is, but Mark Allen especially, because he's going to have this tag along with him as one of the best players never to win the World Championship, and as long as he keeps going not winning it. So he's fixated on that, and I think it's affected his game as well. I think he's far better when he's playing at a faster pace, rather than overthinking things. You know that whole thing I think has affected his game. Not that he's negative. It's just that he's been ultra cautious. So, two big mistakes from MC Clarkey have been punished by Simon. And this is the object lesson so far, although it's early in the match. It's the object lesson on what you have to do when you're not expected to win matches like this against a technically stronger player. If that stronger player is in the process of making errors, if you can stick away those opportunities, suddenly you're adding that bit more pressure onto the opponent, and then it might even exert more errors from them. Right, so that's about, 4 tournaments he's pulled out of, Ronnie O'Sullivan. And I mean, whatever's going on in his head, nobody knows. It could be family issues. That's none of our business. The fact is he's choosing not to play in the tournaments. Everybody likes to watch him play. You know, that's fine. But then again, there is just as many other good players out there to watch in the tournaments as well. It's not all about Ronnie O'Sullivan. As soon as he gets himself sorted out, if he still wants to compete, then he'll play. So he should just be left well alone to go on with it. Good evening to Brainful Out. This is not the match that you see in the screen, Brainful Out. I haven't made a mistake. This is a match that wasn't scheduled. So we're using it as a warm-up until the top of the hour, which is in 40 minutes or 39 minutes' time. And DJ Simon has had a good start from Matt's mistakes. Matt's going to at least get it back to within one. You've got tickets to see the next year's a session. It'll be a session at Ali Pali. What about the guy that what the hell's that bloody help thing doing up on the screen? What about the guy that said I saw it in the TV news. It said something about he's prepared to pay £2,000 for tickets to see bloody Black Sabbath. And then, as I read the rest of the story, it's saying that tickets are on sale. They're actually on sale for £200 to go and see Black Sabbath. I mean, Christ almighty, you'll be lucky if bloody Ozzy Osbourne turns up. They might actually have to bloody strap him to a board and have him standing on the stage. I mean, look at the state of the guy. I would never pay that. The most I've ever paid for a gig, I think, was £60, and that was to see Clapton. Been to see him twice. But I would never pay £200. Right, just give me a second. That obviously tells me Steve's in Discord. Good evening, good afternoon to Steve. Once he wakes up.
Yeah, I'm awake. So you started early.
Well, I went for dinner, came back, and saw that the schedule had been changed from what I had earlier on. But Matt and Simon had arranged a match, which was starting an hour before the main event. So I thought I'll get in. The story so far is Matt made 2 mistakes. Simon got a 3-1 lead because of those 2 mistakes. And now it's looking like Matt's going to square the match. And did anybody see the video on the news? That'll be viral. Everybody will have seen that. That'll have been on US news as well. What about the guy in his little dinghy? His father's in another dinghy filming him, and he's off the coast of Chile in his little dinghy, and the next thing a bloody whale swallows him. What about that? What
Really?
about that?
I haven't seen that.
What about that for a video? A big bloody humpback whale just comes up. It's obviously diving up to swallow fish. You know how they gather fish, and then they come up out of the water, opens their mouth, and swallow the water with the fish. Well, anyway, this poor guy, he was getting filmed by his dad, and just go into Google, you'll see it. And the next thing you know, this bloody whale comes up, mouth wide open, in goes the dinghy and the guy as well. And then, 30 seconds later, he's spat out. He's got a story to tell. Do you reckon snooker players getting their eyes corrected these days? Part of the well, I would believe so. If you look at it back in the 70s and 80s, you had John Pulman, who most of you won't know who I'm talking about, but he was around in the Joe Davis era. He won multiple world championships, but he wore glasses, but he wore glasses that were a little round specs. They weren't specifically made for him. And then what's his name? Got his what do you call him again? Dennis Taylor got his specially made for him, so they sat above the bridge of his nose so he could see when he was looking down. So yes, if you can get laser treatment in your eyes to get rid of the glasses, probably all the better for a snooker player.
Yeah, that's risky doing that. A lot of players don't do it. I think Efren did do it finally at some point, but you can play with blurry vision. You don't have to have crystal clear vision to play pool or snooker.
Well, lots of certain players have probably been playing with blurred vision for years, but that was probably chemically influenced or alcoholic influence. Certainly, Alex Higgins. I don't think Alex Higgins ever saw nothing but blurred tables in all his career.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on how you aim. Like if you aim looking at the edge of the ball, then if it's blurry, you're in trouble. If you aim looking at centers of balls, then if it's blurry, it doesn't matter. Because you can always find the center when all the edges are blurry. But you can't find the edge when it's blurry.
That's my problem. So we've got the 3-ball tied up. We've got Matt missing the kick. And, you've got to think that unless Simon gets up top and gets out of there to get onto that 2, he'll have no chance of bumping the 3. Now, that needed a bit of bottom right on it. Maybe he had a bit of bottom right on it. This 5-ball's in the way, though, I think.
Well, I mean, he could get himself in a position to play safe.
Good evening to Wit. Did you see that? Did you see the video? Yeah. That was a shocker, wasn't it? The guy just innocently paddling along his little dinghy, and then boom, he's gone. I'll tell you, I wonder what his dad thought filming the damn thing. That was even more scary. Right, well, Matt's going to have the opportunity, I think, to put Simon in trouble, or is he? This is touchy.
Yeah, the angle's not great. He hit it pretty good. That's about as good as he could do.
Well, the only problem with this is if Simon gets the sort of line wrong or you hit the knuckle. Now, how's his luck? Probably not bad, I would suggest.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play. He hit it at a good speed. He didn't blast it.
Well, I think the whale probably worked out. It probably thought, "Hang on a minute, this isn't little sardines that I normally eat. This is a big sardine." Now here's the perfect opportunity again for Simon just to open that gap again. This is a good table. Now ideally he wants to get inside this 4-ball. If he can get on the rail, or if he can get as straight as that'll do it. That's perfect.
Yeah, Simon needs to run these kind of tables out. If he's going to have a
Oh,
chance
yeah.
to beat Matt, he's got to get out on all these.
Yeah, you can't be selling out in this sort of table. You've got to show the guy that you're capable. Because to me, that adds even more pressure onto Matt. Matt knowing that there's a vulnerability about a good number of the players in this table. Oh, no sooner we said that than the old jaws have caught out again.
Yep, unforced error there.
There's a 5090 on Amazon for $6,000. What idiot is going to buy that? I mean, come on. Is this only because the stock's pretty thin on them at the moment? Get a Chinese one. They cost about 30 quid. I'm sure you can go to Chinese eBay and get a 5090.
Well, and Matt couldn't get out from there either. Get that bump on the 7, and that killed him.
Oh, that's what I was saying to the guys before you arrived, Steve. I was blaming you this morning, as we generally do when there's anything wrong with VP4. Let's blame Steve. I was playing VP4 this morning, playing cowboy doubles, and suddenly I was getting a periodic pause when I was moving the mouse, so that the cursor would stall and then it would reappear as I kept moving. And I thought, is Steve doing any kind of stuff in the background or doing something to find something? I don't know. And so when I went to my desktop, the same thing was happening. So I thought, well, it ain't that. And then I thought, well, what could it be? So to cut a long story short, I Googled it and it said it could be an issue with a driver, the mouse driver. And bearing in mind the mouse had worked fine up until this morning. And so I thought, okay, after having done other stuff, I thought, okay, I will unplug the mouse, plug another one in and see what happens, and everything's fine. So, but my mouse doesn't, my program for my driver's program tells me I don't need any drivers, so there's obviously some sort of conflict. And again, this is why computers are so bloody confusing to actually narrow down certain issues that happen. And that one, that could have went on for weeks and weeks, trying to work out what that was.
Yeah, that I've got somebody now that's having problems where she can't stroke the cue sometimes, and says it works about half the time when she press S down. So,
well, that's what it could be. Maybe need to try another mouse and see what happens. Could be something like that.
I've told her to take the drivers out, although most people don't use drivers anymore. I mean, if you get something like a Logitech to come with drivers, and you're better off usually not using them. But yeah, you don't need a driver for any of the mice or keyboards. The software can be advantageous, but if you start having trouble.
Yeah, most of the time, no, the mouse I had a problem with is just a cheap Trust mouse that I think I bought in Tesco or somewhere. So it's not a Logitech. The one I'm using right now is a Rat 3 mouse. That's one I've had for donkey's years, and I mean years and years. This was before Rat 3 went out of business, or the company that made them, and then they were reinvented again. So mine's is a really old one, and it was a really old, cheaper version. It's still a good mouse. There's no feet on it anymore. They fell off years ago, but it's still very smooth on my mouse mat. And I've got that old Logitech G5, which the programs that you can get for those mice are really only for adjusting the DPI settings. You can vary the DPI settings, or they don't really serve much other purpose.
You can change sample rate too.
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, but I mean, you don't really need to be bothering with that so much with VP4.
Well, you got more buttons. You can program the buttons if you want. Although I don't think VP4 supports more than 5 of them.
That's neat. That's nerd stuff, though. So that's nerdy stuff. So how did Semi know what was said in the stream? Well, that he probably would, of course. But anyway, that is all in the past as of now.
Oh, what's Semi-Pro going off about now?
He was going off about a certain member of my viewership winding up another member of my viewership that they were semi-pro.
Well, of course, I know all about all that.
Yes, because you've had the emails that were forwarded to me, and I didn't notice anything the other night there until I was busy watching the match, obviously commenting, and then I looked in the chat and I could see there was let's just say there was banter going on, but I dealt with the banter.
Allegations? The allegations that Cobra's causing problems? Is that what you're talking about?
No, the allegations that this guy is that other guy. Even though
I don't think it is, but
no, it isn't. It isn't, and it doesn't matter anyway if it is or it isn't. Who cares? That's what I say. Who cares? He's chosen to go at the dark side. That's his choice. Anyway, DJ Simon again with a good table and a must out. Now don't go over elaborate here, Simon. You want enough angle to, well, maybe not as much as that, but I think he's fine. He can get out of there clean. He can go 3 rails and get out of there. No. Well, not when you're hitting it. There was not a great deal of conviction with that. Let's be honest, that was pretty poor. So it was. Chet, you levelled up to level 1. In fact, I would have thought it would have took Larry about 5 years watching the stream to actually level up to anything for the amount that Larry talks in the chat. Demon is 8 hours ahead of me. Well, he's you're right enough there, Larry, because that is Sweden time zone, isn't it? Pretty much so, because Sweden's an hour ahead of me. Well, we're 4 apiece.
Matt needs to start playing. You mess around. You don't want to mess around with somebody that's a decent player, because if it comes down to being close at the end, anything can happen.
Yeah, and we've seen that happen before. So another dry break. Well, there's a problem with the 3 ball, which certainly you can manufacture a combo out of that.
Yeah, I would imagine he'll shoot the combo.
No, he's trying to get below it.
Well, I guess not. And that's not going to be good, I don't think, is it? No, he does have a shot at it. Boy,
yeah.
He barely got there.
Yeah, he's heading down to that corner.
Where's the cue ball going?
Out. Boy, that thing was set up to roll right at the pocket. I mean, that kind of shot, you got to come up short.
That's pretty good.
You just can't afford to roll it, because he's lucky it didn't scratch.
Well, he's in the driving seat now. I mean, he's in control now.
Yeah, I mean, Simon's a pretty good player, and a little loose with the cue ball here and there, but that doesn't mean that things can't go your way.
He could have done with getting back in a better line than this.
Yeah,
these are always dodgy. Yeah, there we go, missing it by a country mile. He's not getting second prize either, though. See, these are tricky to keep safe. I mean, you can try and tweak this up the back of the 8 ball, but the danger is that at this stage in the tournament, you could be leaving a cut down the rail, but he's played the other alternative, and that'll work.
Well, I mean, that one wasn't a gimme, but it was, definitely if you practice those, that shot isn't that hard. The trickiest part is you got to get the line right on both balls. The speed wasn't terribly difficult on that, but getting the line correct on both balls was tricky.
Well, he's got the hit, and this is certainly, again, nothing simple here. I mean, he gets this in, he should be out. Yeah, you've got to still get the pot, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine he's not going to get out here.
There you go, commentators.
Say that.
Steve giving it the big build-up, every faith. There you go. Hang on a minute. I think he's okay, I think.
Where's the cue ball
Well, it's a good
going?
thing it's a 10-foot table, because on a 9-footer, that's in.
No, Steve's about 10 years older than me. I mean, you only need to look at his photograph, and that'll tell you that.
I'm
Good
young
God.
at heart.
Yeah. And as long as you keep thinking that way, Steve, you'll live another 100 years.
I don't know if I'm going to make it 100 years, but
You don't know what sort of technology will be around at that time.
yeah, well, the thing about getting old is if you can live a long time and you're like old and decrepit, it's not going to be any good.
Well, just look at Dick Van Dyke. I mean, he's
Clint Eastwood. Yeah, I hope so.
Dick Van Dyke's the same age as the old character that he played in what do you call it, Mary Poppins. You know, when they're in the bank and he plays the old guy. He's as old as the old guy he was playing.
Well, that was a pretty good break, but he didn't get a lot of joy out of it. I'd kick this 3 ball at the 6. I'd call the 6 and kick at it. Well, maybe he can play a combo here. He might be able to actually shoot the 3-4 combo. I think it's pretty good.
I think you're getting into the realms of fantasy there, as Captain Mannering would say.
It's a big ball because of the way the 4 ball is off the rail, where it's see how it's like maybe about a ½ inch off the rail.
I called the 6
maybe
instead.
A little less than that. That's a easy because the ball's huge. You can hit the rail first.
Hairpig says that's just another way of saying they're both ancient. Well, if you can see the state of me after I've done a full shift and I get home and I get into my chair with a cup of coffee and maybe a snack, if you can see me after I've had my nap trying to get out of that chair, then yes, I would agree with you. I'm ancient because I can't get back out the chair. Yeah.
Simon's rolling along pretty good. I like the rhythm he's playing at. You know, he's playing in a good rhythm.
Yeah, and again, this is where it gets interesting, because the deeper and longer Simon can stay in this, the more that Matt knows that, the more the little voices start going on in his head while he's shooting. No, and I shouldn't be losing this match, but, you know, that's what happens when it gets deep into the match and the other guy's still breathing down your neck. Simon opens up the gap again.
And that break's not so good, but he got a ball.
And he might have a shot here, by the way. It looks as if he has. Has he?
I don't think so.
No, he hasn't.
No.
No, I thought he had. See, that's because I thought I could see past the edge of that 10 ball from 10 feet away. Now when you get up close to it, there's no chance of getting to it that way.
I'd probably push over and bump the 5. Something like that.
Well, that's left a cut. There's no way Matt's not cutting this in.
Yeah, he needed to get that on the rail, make it tougher. I mean, it would probably cut off the rail, but it gets a lot tougher at that point. That's just too easy to control the cue ball with that thick a cut.
How many Americans are on that? What does that say? What's Ozempic? What does that mean? They found Ozempic is good for fixing alcoholism now. What, is it a drug? I presume it's a drug.
It's the fix-all-everything drug. People are using it for weight loss. I think it was originally developed for something else.
Probably hemorrhoids. Probably.
Larry says for diabetics, yeah. And it turned out that you can lose weight. Now they're going to say it fixes alcoholism. It's the new cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, once upon a time, Sigmund Freud became a champion of cocaine. He thought it was a wonder drug that was going to fix everybody's problems.
Well, they all thought
it didn't turn out to be that way.
They all thought asbestos was a great invention at the time till it started killing people and they didn't know why.
Oh boy, did he get lucky there. That was really fortunate. I don't know how he came up with a shot on that ball. I thought for sure he was going to be hooked behind the 9.
Yes, this could be a 3-rack lead here, Simon. Just hold it together.
Yeah, well, it should be. I mean,
Now, you got back far enough in that.
I tell you, these guys that play kind of more wide
Yeah.
open like Simon does, they can be really dangerous. They get going and they can be very dangerous.
Yeah, and he got the right nudge there because that could have went pear-shaped rather rapidly. He's going to have to tickle this in or check it. He's going to have to check it or tickle it. One of the two. He's tickling it.
Good shot there.
Well, this is what I like to see. I like to see somebody, Simon, who doesn't play, he doesn't get table time, but at least making Matt sweat for it.
Well, I mean,
I don't like to see people
if Matt
folding.
wasn't sweating, he should be now.
He will be sweating, I can assure you that.
He's got a pretty good table here. Obviously, getting on the 2 ball's key. But he really shouldn't have trouble with this. He's drawn, which is a little surprising, but it'll work.
And of course, Simon, needless to say, come up with another dry break.
Yeah, well, you know, it's got to happen sometimes.
So we are 15 minutes away from the main event of the evening. Now, is that 7 ball open? It looks like it is. Oh, yeah, there's no problem. And a bit of pressure on Matt to get out of here.
Yeah, it's definitely, he better start playing. Score predictions. Well, I don't usually predict scores.
Well, score prediction for the Albinario Spectredawn match, 17-13 to Spectredawn.
I will say that Albinario is the favorite in that match. I don't predict scores, but I will say who's the favorite. But Spectredawn certainly could win. I think the big issue for Spectredawn is just his moving game. And, you know, the more he has to move, the less chance he has of winning. If he can stay in break and run out mode, then much better for him.
Well, Matt's got 3 more to go to stay in touch with Simon.
Well, everybody's rooting for Spectre, which isn't surprising since you guys are all probably getting tired of Albinario winning. Why do you got the in-game help up? What you doing there, Hugh?
Because I hit the wrong button again. I'm checking my my presets. You've got annoying presets to annoy people in the stream now.
That's in about 13 minutes, Hairpig. It's coming up quick. I mean, they'll be playing before this match is over.
Yeah, we might. I mean, we might be getting to a point here where we have to go by the majority vote as to whether this is going to be worth staying the distance, and then
he's
ducking into them. Matt, that's going in.
And he's made it, and he didn't hook himself. And boy, I think he's going to get out from here. That was pretty good. Yeah, well, I didn't want to confuse everybody.
Well, I'll say that again. It should be straightforward enough here. He just needs to get the cue ball out into the table a reasonable bit here. He doesn't want to have too much of an angle in this 8 ball. He wants to be comfortable. And he wants to go off the rail as well.
He underhit that.
Yeah, he wants to go off. I think he's going to have to just go forward as it is and take it at that. I don't think he should be doing anything more elaborate than that. That's pretty well done. Well, he's gone to that point a wee bit further. What the hell's happening here? I can't get my V button. My donut's not working. Hang on.
Yeah, he's fine here. He's just like a little soft stunner.
Right, I think my donut might be fixed. Ah, there we go. So back to within 1 with this 10 ball. Right, so we've got 3 wanting us to jump straight over to the match. Well, unless there's certainly a big response from anybody else to chat, then we'll go with that then and just keep an eye on what's happening in this one. In fact, now that I've mentioned that, let's just get the bracket up and then I can keep a tab on it. Wherever it is. Where is it? There it is. Right, so
we got a dry break. Let's see what he ends up doing here. Oh, that's not very good. Not a very good safety there. He's going to pay for that.
Now, is he going to nail him or is he going to billiard the 4 in?
I think he should play safe here. But
I mean, if he gently plays this, he's billiarding the 4 in and he'll have the 1 up table.
This is a good shot if you're confident with it. I mean, it's not a hard shot.
Yeah, I mean that was always going to. Well, he's gone maybe a wee bit tight to the rail, but
he's fine here.
He doesn't want to flush this. If he flushes it, it's catching the knuckle.
Yeah, you just want a little bit of see him put in the English on it. He needed a little bit of left English. That ball will run forward. It's very easy to go forward. As a matter of fact, the mistake's always overcooking it. It'll really take off up the rail, but he's okay here.
Yeah, Slim was covering that match last night, I think. Although I didn't think Laser... Did Laser get nothing at all? Did they end up with 0? And I was actually, mind you, I was half asleep at that time, I must admit. And then we played Cowboy after it. We played 2 games of Cowboy.
And this is, I'm kind of surprised he's not going up table here.
Yeah, he got 1. I thought that. Thanks, Larry. I thought he'd get 1. I didn't want to create an argument, but I thought he'd get. I didn't think he'd 0.
Yeah, well done there. Matt likes to play that shot with some inside. That's a nice play. More people should do that. And Simon's going to pay for a bad safety, and that's,
Hang on.
Watch out.
He's okay.
Well, he's got a funny angle now. Now he's going to have to go around the corner, I think. I guess you could stun it over.
Yeah, he'll just run around.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be a complete player to win these things. And I think that's where Spectredawn is still going to have some problems, that his moving game still isn't good enough. I think it's gotten better, but we just saw Simon play a poor safety, and you're going to get punished at this level when you do that.
Yeah, and we're now all square halfway home, and we are 7 minutes away from the match. I've suddenly got an itchy nose.
I've suddenly got a desire for coffee, so I'll be back in a few.
Right. I got a top up of that before I came here to start the stream. to try and keep me awake. Albinario is online, so he's decided he needs 5 minutes practice, which is good to see. And Simon, yeah, got to jack up a lot more than that to try and get that hit in the two. Well, this is certainly not. It's not a comfortable run out. The first important problem here is getting down in the short side of the three. Unless Matt decides he's just going to duck and put Simon in trouble. Or he's trying to get down below it for it in the side. That'll work. That is pretty good. And then 4 ball. 5 doesn't obviously go up table because of the 10 and 9. So the 5's pretty good set combo with the 8. Although the 8's going to the jaw. So I think he's given that a look. He's just sizing it up. Welcome to Mark. Well, the thing is, coldest pillow, one of the oldest surviving people in VP4 has just arrived. Older than me, and probably as older than Steve. Right, Mark. Now, what's he done here? What has he done here? Oh, look at this. Look at this for a combo that he's left with. I think he's trying to duck here. Yeah, I think he's trying to get dirty, and that's a good shot. Although it's just the edge of the 8 ball, but that's even a big test to jump with the play cue. Now Mark's 6 years older than me. I'll be 61 in August. This looks pretty straight, but he's got nothing to do anyway. So this is a turnaround period. This is a danger period now for Simon that he falls out of this match. He's been in it all the way, and he's been in the lead all the way. And now he's facing the prospect of Matt 100% going in the lead here. And suddenly it's a different ball game now for Simon. So into rack number 16. And, oh, where's that 1 ball getting pushed? Right over the hole, that's where it's going. So the 2 ball has gone. And he can just dink the edge of this 1 ball, get out of there for a shot in a 3. And all these balls are available. Which on any normal 9-foot table, you would say the odds are pretty strong that Matt would get out. But those odds lengthen a fair bit on this table. Well, a new blind hog would turn up, and I'd have to explain this all again to him. This is a match that started an hour before the Albi Spectredawn match, and so we're watching this until the Albi Spectredawn match starts. And Matt is looking very good at the moment. to be opening the gap to 2. So the danger period is very much on here for Simon. And it all depends on how he reacts. Should he get another chance fairly soon? Is he going to be up to the task now that he's chasing? So, less than a minute away.
Well, it looks like Matt's going to take a 2-game lead here.
Most certainly. I wouldn't suggest he's in a comfort zone because he's got a 2-rack lead, because anything can still happen. But like I said, it's down to what Simon's made of when he gets that chance on a table where you would expect. Well, there we go. Oh, there's the overcut again. Big overcut. I mean, that was a bill overcut.
You got to bank at this, and you want to do it at a speed that if you miss it and you miss it short, the 10 ball comes back into the middle of the end rail.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty good shot there.
That's a great shot. Is the replay working? And the answer to that is no.
And is he going to get a ball?
And I'll tell you why it's not working, because I've still got it invisible. That should probably fix it, hopefully. Hang on. Right, so I can get this bloody thing to change. Right, there we go. Matt's off and running. And Simon's brake was dry. And I think that we will leave them to it and head over for this match, which should be getting underway right now. There we go. Just in time. Spectredawn on the right side, representing the UK. And we have Albinario on the left side, representing Sweden. Race to 17. And off we go with a lag. Good luck to them both. I just want to see a bloody good match.
Yeah, I think this will be a good match. I don't think anybody's running away from it. I think some things are going to have to go Spectre's way for him to win this.
Stubbs sent me out. This is laughable. We're talking about a guy who's played VP3 for goodness knows how many years, and then VP4. And his excuse for being garbage the other night was they had the field of view. This was all the way through the match. He had the field of view at 30 when it should have been at default. And he sent me a message today saying that, you know, he's going to blitz everybody now that he's switched it back to 40 field of view.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't do that in the middle of the match. He couldn't work that out. Well, guess who's going to be in trouble here unless Spectredawn decides he's going to cut this and try and get out straight away. Because the 7 ball is going to be the issue there. Is he just going to nudge it through? No, he's deciding he's going for it. So now, what you've got to think is, can you play that 4 ball in such a way where you will get an easy bump on the 10 and 7 and you're guaranteed to be on the 5? Yep. I mean, that's the shot. That's what you have to be thinking up ahead here with this visit.
Yeah, you really want to run at the 10 if you can.
I think he's overhit that, though. He has overhit that by quite a margin.
Yeah, he's still okay. This is just, he may not get on the 4 the way he wants. You're going to hit this with draw and right English. Bring it to the end rail. You're going to cut this in the side, I would think. I mean, you could go to the corner. I don't like that. I would always go to the side with this because you know you're going to get a shot on the 4. Now he's looking at maybe not putting draw on it. I would draw this ball. Well, there he goes. And he should put a little right English, which he didn't, but he's fine.
No, I had...
now he doesn't have the angle.
I had virtual pool when it originally came out. I had virtual snooker as well. So I had...
Well, he could take a run at the 7 ball here. You can get to it, but you're really going to have to crank it up to spin, and he's not going to try that.
That was a golden oldie. Right,
so,
now.
This is pretty safe to run at the 7 ball, and the reason why I say that is it's hard to hook yourself from this angle, so I think he'll go down off the end rail and come back and run it at the 7. Now, the other choice, of course, is always trying to get it in a spot where you could roll up on the 10 ball.
You've got to run this with a bit of right English to hold a line down to the 7, haven't you? No, he's not. He's playing the combo. He's playing the combo.
Yeah, he's probably going to just shoot the combo, and it's sitting good where you know you're going to come up with a shot on the 7. The 7's going to go forward and to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to draw this ball, and you want the cue ball to stop. Now, he just hit it easy. See, that was a mistake. You wanted to draw that ball so that you didn't end up with this angle.
Now, if he just cuts this 7, he's going to bump the 10. Is he going to be any good in the 9? No, that's the problem.
Well, yeah, this is a little indeterminate.
Yeah.
That's
always the problem with it. I think if he'd hit that half ball either side, he might have been okay, but he actually hit it full. Yeah,
you got to manipulate it to hit it the way you think is going to work, and I'm sure he tried to do that. This isn't a difficult bank. I think he'll shoot the bank. The safety is not that easy from here.
Are you trying to say you've only been around VP4 for like 3 years? The pandemic was only like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Well, that was a pretty good shot.
That was a good cut. Well, this is what you would say is a strong message to Albinario in the first rack. Spectredawn pinches it, and a good run out. Couldn't ask for much better than that. COVID-19, not COVID-21. Aye, that was only, 3 years ago? Or was it? Is it as long as that? 5 years, was it? Anyway.
Something's got a ball.
Something dropped. It's going to be another dodgy combo.
Boy, now this is a tough combo to shoot up, even with 8 near the pocket.
You didn't just get coffee, Steve. That's a good shot.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You're munching on something again.
I got coffee.
Well, is it lumpy coffee you're drinking then? Because you're chewing on something.
That just means my headset's not far enough away.
Or it might be the headset you're chewing on. I don't know, but you're definitely not just drinking coffee. Well, it's combo number 2 instead of mambo number 9. And again, successfully done so far.
Well, that's what he needs to do. Basically, he needs to run out like well water.
I think he's just about overcooked this. I think he's overdone it. Yeah. Now, this will still cut, by the way. It'll still cut. Commentator's eye.
Yeah, that's close. It needs to throw some to cut.
I think it will cut. Oh no, he's hit the 5. Commentator's eye was wrong. So, that's the mistake from Spectredawn, which no doubt will be punished. Oh, that was probably in the States, because I never saw that over here in this country. Yeah. Good question. It's still 8 apiece according to that. What the hell's happening in that match? It was 8 apiece when we left it. Let me do the refresh thing.
It's just updated. It's 10-9 now.
It's 10-9. That took a while. Right. Well, Simon, if he could still hang in there, it might go all the way. I was thinking it was taking an awful long time, considering we left it to 8 apiece. That was a slow update.
Albin's doing the center break and trying to park the cue ball.
Well, he's been watching and paying attention to Interchange X.
Yeah, he broke really well. He's going to play safe, I think.
Yeah.
No,
I've still got the box with Jeanette Lee on it. It's in one of my cupboards somewhere.
I'm a little surprised he shot at that. If you're Albin, you want to get Spectredawn in a safety battle. He had a reasonable safety, and that's no good.
Well, I think he was really hoping for a roll there, knowing fine well he was going to start bumping balls.
Well, you can't get a much easier safety than this one.
Well, that's no good. That's no good.
He needed to hit that and bring the 2-ball down table. I mean, that was just, yeah.
Well,
that was.
He can't pot this because he can't get enough of it to pot it. But the other thing is, this is just as tricky to keep safe.
No, that wasn't a situation to play a touch shot because you had the 5-ball to run into. You need to take the cue ball down table like at least 3/4.
Yeah, I had tried to use a 6-ball. I mean, I suppose that's not bad because it was very difficult to control that where you weren't going to leave something on.
With a guy that doesn't have much of a safety game, yeah, I mean, because you can definitely get safe here. We'll see whether he attempts to do it. See, he's going the way I wouldn't have gone because that was hard. It was tricky to get. It was good if you got it. I would have cut the 2 to the left and brought the cue ball around and tried to get him with the balls down here at this end of the table.
Welcome to Tam. Right, while they're padding about here, let's just have another look in, see what's going on. It's still 10-9 to Matt.
Well, Spectredawn came up with a good safety there. You got a pretty good chance of kicking this one in, I think. And if you don't get it, you might get safe, depending on how you hit this. Yeah, I thought he'd make a pretty good attempt at it. Didn't get it. And he didn't get safe.
Now, is he cutting this thin enough where he's going to get a big chunk in that 10-ball? No,
he's going to have to do something. He can go down and go 2 rails in the corner.
Yeah, he did everything to avoid that 10-ball there. That was well done.
Yeah, he could have put a little bit of inside English to help it, but he's okay there. Matter of fact, he's really good here. This is a nice angle to have. And he leaves it way short. Wow.
Yes, Tam. The computer. There was nothing wrong with the computer. It was actually the mouse that was causing it. It's probably a driver conflict or something. I plugged the other mouse in, one of my other mice, and everything's fine. But it was doing my head in this morning. That it was ruining my tactical genius at Cowboy this morning.
Well, that was well done. A little unfortunate to come out this straight on.
I think he was making excuses for Cow today. No, I wasn't making excuses. I had a genuine bloody issue. I never make excuses like that. Well, I had another issue. The other issue I was with Casino Jim, who was half asleep. That was another issue. And then I get lumbered with bloody Crosty, who's another. He's like a millstone around your neck. They're just not in my wavelength. Neither the two of them.
Well, this is the kind of shot on the 10-footer that can bother some people. Not Spectredawn. So this is a really nice out here. Gotta keep doing this.
I still laugh at Crosty because we play Cowboy Double, Steve, on my days off. Well, I do. They're probably on every day of the week. But Crosty, well, that used to be his name, and then he changed it to K22. He's from Colombia. And I haven't a clue whether he can speak a word of English or not, but he rattles away in Spanish, and I haven't a clue what he's talking about. Only Tam knows what he's talking about. And
Tam speaks Spanish?
Well, it's some sort of pidgin Spanish, because he has some level of communication with him. That's if he hasn't got him muted half the time.
Well, it's another dry break.
Yeah, another dry one. Yeah, another dry one.
This is tricky, because getting on the 2 at an angle that you get to that 10-3 is difficult. And the combo doesn't look very good. So he's got to get pretty perfect on this thing.
Uh-oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, he could be in trouble. Oh, no, he isn't. Yeah, well, he's on the 2, that's all I'm saying. He's not going to get much out of the 3, though.
He might be able to cheat the pocket and bump the 3.
Yeah, that's his... He's trying it,
that's what he did.
Yeah. No, didn't get a roll.
No love. No love at all there.
Crusty talks too damn much. And it's the same thing each time. It's OMG, and then it's go, and then it's LOL. That's his English vocabulary in VP4. That's it. It doesn't go any further than that. And then it's a whole bunch of Spanish.
Boy, that was a pretty good attempt, too. Albin's kicking well. Not getting any love out of it, though.
Well, if you're Albinario, he said matches like this where he's not getting a roll early on. So you've just got to sort of ride the rough waves early on and hang in there and hope that Spectredawn doesn't get away from you too far.
Well, I mean, this match can be close. I mean, this is going to be a runaway by anybody.
Well, I must admit, I've never met that guy. Sounds like a dealer, bearing in mind he was from Colombia as well. Spectredawn, odds-on favourite here to open up the gap very early on in this match. Now we need to give him that 7 ball. I'll have a quick tab, and Matt has got a 2-rack gap, needing only 2 more. 11-9 in front. Oh, Wizard Cheat, he's not been around. He disappeared the same time as Capo. They might be one and the same person, although they have been in VP4 at the same time.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, there's a disaster.
Wow.
Matt says I can't connect to VP. My internet just dropped. Well, the good news, Matt, is you've leveled up to level whatever it is in the chat. Well, Simon could get a dodgy win here if this match times out in 5 minutes and Matt's messing about and can't get back into the room. We've got to go by the rules. We've got to boot you, Matt. If you can't make it in time, it's tough. Tough at the top. Well, meanwhile, we're 2 apiece. Albinario, of course, comes up dry.
Yeah, that was Yield 2-game swing there with that scratch on the 9 to the 10.
Oh, Carlos, is that his name? All right, so he's under the thumb then.
Well, you know which one you should choose, right? VP4, of course.
Is that before or after the divorce?
Well, after, you're not going to do what she wants. Well, I doubt he's going to mess this one up, but...
Well, you would expect that, you know, whoever does make dry breaks in this, whoever's coming in and it's a decent table, they're always pretty much going to get out anyway. It's just a matter of going through the formalities most of the time.
Yeah, well, Spectredawn's playing in a real good rhythm, and that unfortunate scratch did not seem to bother him too much, which is good.
Is Matt back in, I wonder? Well, it's still 11-9. Doesn't look like it. So, Spectredawn with a chance to open that gap again if he can get the follow-up. 4 ball has gone.
Got a ball.
Oh,
I think he's got a shot. How's that?
He got a bad bump there in the cue ball. I think he was coming down for a shot until he got that bump.
And this is where you got to be able to play safe.
Well,
so this is pretty tricky. I would probably follow the 1 ball and go 2 rails.
Oh no,
Take
I'd
the
cut
1 ball,
that.
2 rails, and
There's a shot there. Cut it to the short rail, run for cover. You can come down into this line.
He's playing for.
He's playing the combo.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good shot. Yeah, you could have cut it off the right side of the 1 ball too and come down table.
How's Matt getting on? Is he still connected in his phone? His connection can't be. His whole internet connection can't be dead if he's actually turned up in the stream.
Well, he's probably shooting this if it's like anything else we've seen so far this match with him.
It needs to keep rolling, but it's not got the legs.
Well, he finally played safe.
Yeah, I've got my data switched off, obviously, when I'm at home. He's at 12 now, so he's playing, so he's on the hill.
Well, that may be okay.
Looks like the result is imminent, but Simon's done well getting at least 9 racks off him. A good few more than I thought he would get.
Well, he came out looking good there. See what Alvin can come up with. This is kind of tricky to kick safe.
No,
I'd probably try to kick it straight down to the middle of the other end rail because it's hard to do much with the cue ball.
I think he called the side pocket. He's going to get a good roll here. He's going to get a very good roll.
Now this one's actually pretty easy to kick safe. You just kick the 2 ball down the rail. You got the 7 and the 8 there. You can call it down there and try to make it too. That's just not going to be hard enough. That's no good. See, he's just trying to leave it laying kind of tough to make the ball, but it's too easy to play safe when the cue ball and the object ball are close together like this.
I wonder if Albie's going to call this, because again, this is fiddly to get the right touch to get cover and play a decent safe in this shot, I think. It's too touchy. So he's going all out for it. And that's going to the rail too soon. Is it holding it on to the last leg? Yes, it is. But he's hooked again, I think, is he?
He's got another problem.
Yeah, he's hooked. Yeah, Larry, not Larry. Albinario's thinking that the gods are against him here. He's not getting a roll or two. He's had 1 or 2 bad rolls. Self-inflicted damage, you could call it, but...
Sure, Coldespy. I was going to set up a Filipino rotation. That's what I was going to do.
Well,
yeah, you and Slim and Bedhead would be the only ones in the tournament.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe Steve as well. That'd be it to make up the numbers.
Well, it's nice that you're getting interested in 1 pocket, Coldespy. I wish we had more people doing that.
Yeah, but has he actually played 1 pocket? See, it's all very well having the enthusiasm for 1 pocket, but I don't think he's had the brain damage from 1 pocket yet. You get into a 1 pocket match for an hour and a half where you've only got 2 points in the board and balls are all over the place. because you play it like the way I play it, then you'll be bored to death. It'll put you off it for life.
Yeah, with better players, that doesn't happen too often where you get all the balls up table. And even then when you do, they're good enough that they can figure out how to score.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I don't think I've ever heard Steve mention the word fun in association or the same sentence with One Pocket. I don't think I've ever heard Steve say fun in One Pocket.
Go on
torture and pain.
YouTube and go on YouTube and watch Tony Chohan play Coldest Bee. You'll get an eye opening there. Well, he's playing a lot of combos. He could be hooked there. He could be hooked. Yep, he is.
Oh, it's potted. I forgot about that. You rated it up. Yeah.
Obviously, he forgot about it too.
And of course, you see, this is where you can see this pattern already in this match where Spectredawn can't get away from Albinario. There's been 2 or 3 occasions yet where he's threatening to go open this gap, and then the next thing happens, he's hooked, and Albinario's let off the hook. Although he might have had a nice touch there. This is fiddly.
Well, these rotation games are very offensive oriented, but if you're all offense, no defense, it's hard to win.
Well, there's the result through. Well done to Matt. He's recovered his connection, and he's managed to see the match through by 13 racks to 9. And at least Simon made him work for it. He made him work for it, and credit to Simon for that, considering the amount of time he plays the game. Bank called. Where's this cue ball going, by the way? Oh, this is another sickener for Spectredawn.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Throw the guy a bone.
That was a tough part of that shot. I mean, making the ball wasn't super tough.
He'll be hating the sight of this 10 ball, I'll tell you that.
The cue ball was not going to be easy there.
Well, he needs to get another hit in a roll here. He's not getting it though. Although this is still, it's limited by the amount of cue ball he's got here. But this is tricky because obviously the cue ball really can only go forward unless he wants to try and be really elaborate at this distance. This is not good.
No, he can jack up and spare this.
He's got to be careful here. He could actually end up hooked himself here. He had to give it a bit of force. He used to miss the bump.
There. Well, very good.
He'll take that any day of the week as long as he doesn't scratch the side pocket.
Have you noticed that Spectredawn's playing better safeties on himself than he is on Alba?
No, he's an expert at that. I mean, he's just when you think he's going to run out, he's finding ways to get himself in trouble. And like I said, Spectredawn might end up regretting that later in the match where he hasn't been able to get away from Albi. He could be like 5-1 up at the moment. But as it is, we are 6 racks into this match, 27 minutes into it, and we are all square again. And I don't see anything going here. And look at where the 1 ball's sitting, right in the middle of the table. Oh, hang on a minute, hang on. Look at it. Oh, dear. Oh, God.
Last ball rolling.
He is going to be a bit annoyed. Can he get a roll of the ball? Well, that's not good at all.
It's too easy to play safe.
That is no good at all, I'm afraid.
I mean, if he wants, he can follow this, take the cue in between the 6 and the 9, bring the 1 straight back up table.
Yeah.
Even if the 1 catches the 2, it's a pretty good. If
he's got to get cover on there. He's got to get cover here. Although I was giving it a lot more thought than I thought he would. I mean, this looks fairly straightforward to me.
It's a little tricky getting the line right on this.
Now he's going the other side, though. He's not playing what we were thinking. Let's see if it works. Not really. Okay, there's no shot on. And certainly Spectredawn should be down in the long grass, down below the 7. And trying to use the 8 as cover. And he hasn't got there, but I don't think the 1 goes. No, the 1 doesn't go. Well, this is the type of situation that you were talking about, Steve, getting into the moving game and, you know, bunting things about here and trying to mess with Spectredawn's head.
Except
Albie didn't get to a rail.
Yeah, well, this is a little tricky.
Blind Dog says he fell asleep when he tried to play 1 pocket. Well, this is the rack that, or certainly the first of a few that Spectredawn needs to be punished in Albinario for his error. And loads of room to go on this 3 ball.
I'll draw this back into the...
Oh, he's overcooked this big time. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. That's not good. Let's just say it that way. But it's a dead bank, I think.
You may have been trying to draw it back into the 5. That's what I thought he would do.
Well, you would think he's got to go for the bank here. Is he going to try and thin cut that? Because to me, that 3 ball is absolutely stone dead.
I played safe here every time.
Yeah, he's ducking. Yeah, but it was a dead bank.
I would have taken the ball up the 3 ball up table. This is just too easy. I mean, this is not only easy to hit, but it's easy to kick safe on. Oh, he didn't even have to kick.
No, you can see the edge of it.
Well, the safety Spectredawn's playing are all these little dink safes, which sometimes are good, but situation where you can take it up table, it's usually a better thing to do.
Well, the thing about billiards, Coldest Pillow, is that when you break in billiards, it's not about breaking hard. It's about just breaking and keeping the balls, sort of trying to just part them and keep them handy. You're trying not to lock up pairs and stuff like that. So you get a break to break the balls, and then your next shot is your visit to try and run the table. And then the scoring is just like 10-pin bowling. Stubb likes that game.
I think billiards would be good. It's just a question of can we get enough people.
Stubb will sign up to that straight away because that's another game that he fancies himself to be a hot favourite to win it. And then, of course, the objective then is to get the 300. It's like a maximum break in billiards. Or 10-pin bowling. And then you've got the short version and the long version, haven't you? The smaller rack and the bigger rack, I think. Have you? It's been that long since I've played it.
No, I think there's only 1 rack.
There is only 1 rack now. Am I mixing that up? No, I'm mixing that up with Honolulu, aren't I? Yeah. Well, there's a mistake again, this time from Spectredawn. Nothing is 100% dead cert on this table for these guys, and I love it. I love it for that reason. They're all getting caught out with it. They're all missing pots that they wouldn't think about twice in the 9-foot table. Is that right? Aye. You're saying there's a short game and a long game. So I was right. Aye, you can play the short rack, race to just the 5 ends, and then there's a 10. Steve didn't even know that, and he built the game. He still pointed that out.
Well, that's just for how many frames you play. That's not
well, it's not
like you're thinking about, but frames
not
bowling.
Yeah, not amount of balls in the table. That's where I was getting mixed up. Yeah, the short race and the long race, that's what I mean. I think I've only ever played it twice if I'm lucky. Well, is this the first time Albinario's been in the lead, folks? Somebody who's been paying attention will probably know that. And like I said, because Spectredawn hasn't been able to get away, he could end up regretting it. Albinario's had a couple of balls in the break. Has he had a lucky roll here where he's in the gap? No, he hasn't. Now Albie's got to come up with a push out.
Well, if you do bowling like they do in real life, so typically, like, you know, you'll play like a series, which is three games. So you would bowl three games and have a total score for 3 games. They call it a series.
Free cushion can't be far off down the line. Well, there Albinario's showing you how to jump.
He's going to show us how to kick too, because he's going to have to kick at this one.
Oh, well, again, if it comes off the back of this, he could scratch. He's got to really hit this right. Well, he's putting a bit of right English on it. Again, he's still got to watch how he comes off the back of this too. Just like that.
Where's the cue ball going?
Commentators, never doubt me.
Well, he wasn't trying to make the 2. He's playing safe there.
So, Spectredawn given a chance. And, well, I suppose it's all about how good he gets on the 3 as to how good he's going to deal with the 4. Because, again, it all looks simple, but it's all to do with lines and angles. And that looks reasonable enough.
It doesn't sound like any of you guys want to play Filipino rotation.
No, because they haven't a clue what it's about. That's the simple answer. None of them are going to come out and say that. They don't know what the hell you're talking about, Steve. I'll say it, because I know for a fact none of them have a clue what you're talking about. They just know that's what you're calling it, but they don't know what they're doing in it.
Well, it's really just like American rotation, except there's a couple little rule differences that make a huge difference in how the game goes.
Well, you see, that to me is a recipe for you making a short video explaining how the game works to try and sell it to them. Because most of what you'll say goes in one ear and out the other.
Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, anytime you're snookered, whether you did it to yourself or the other guy did it to you, you have the option of either shooting or you can have the lowest ball spotted and put the other guy in with ball in hand in the kitchen. So that's one major thing. And then same thing on a scratch, it's like that. And then the other thing is if you're snookered and you do play for the low ball, you don't have to hit the ball to the rail, which everybody in the UK should be familiar with. So you don't need to get a rail, which allows you to soft kick if you're snookered. And those seem like pretty minor changes, but they make a huge difference in how the game's played. Because with 15 balls on the table, you're going to be snookered a lot.
Well, you can get to the 1 now. See if you dig down in this. Can you not dig down? No, he's hit the 2.
I think that's a bad one.
Did he hit the back of the 2 there?
I think he did.
Yes, You're right. Yeah. Well, this is, you would think Albinario's got to try and nail him for 3 fouls here, wouldn't you? Is he going to try and do something really elaborate here? I mean, he can obviously ball in hand and smack the 1 ball into the side and run the cue ball through onto the 3 if he wants to play the 2 down into this corner.
Yeah, well, you know,
he's not got the angle to do that, I don't think. No, he's not.
Stayed away from playing safe, although this would be a good time to do it. Just put that cue ball right in between the 10 and the 3. And that's what he's going to do. So that's the kind of safety he's pretty good at, or those, shorter little obvious things like that. He's not bad at those. So this is a very good safe. There's not much he can do.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well,
I'm not sure what he was trying to do there.
Steve, does Steve Davis know? Of course he won't know that there's a virtual pool 4. He won't have a clue. He's too busy DJing anyway.
Yeah, I haven't kept in contact with him, so I don't know. Well, the problem, Coldest P, is everybody's idea of fun is going to be different. I mean, cribbage is a good game. Honolulu's a good game. Rotation's a good game.
Yeah, we had a
lot of good games.
We had a good cribbage world championship.
I think the thing about cribbage is it is a little bit wearing on people. It's a tough game to play.
Yeah, because if you're arithmetically challenged, that's you snookered straight away, and they're another cut away from the rail.
Are you saying Stubb can't add?
Yeah. Yeah, he's arithmetically challenged. But the other thing about cribbage is, of course, is the fact that you're needing that partner ball. So it's all down to the skill and movement of the cue ball, breaking clusters out to get your ball. And also it's about getting down and dirty with the tactical side of things in cribbage as well. Because there is a tactical side of cribbage. Miss Stubb can count to 5.
Oh, let's see. How many cribbages have we done? I thought we did a cribbage.
We did.
I don't see it.
Oh, it's because I think it was at least 3 years ago.
Oh, there it is. Cobra won it. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy that won cribbage is the guy that won the last one. Let's see. How many people did we have? We had 16 players.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good tournament. So was a 3-cushion tournament. That was good as well.
Yeah, and let's see. What was it? It was race to 15, losers to 13. And that might have been a little too many games. I thought that was reasonable, but maybe it needs to be a little shorter.
Well, I think he's just killed the 7-ball there, is he not?
Well, we had some good matches. In the hot seat match, it was Albinario 15, Cobra 14. And then Cobra went back and played Machine, won 13-10, and then Cobra beat Albin 19-17 in the final. That was a heck of a tournament.
There's another one. What the hell ever happened to Machine that turned up for that tournament? He's disappeared off the face of the earth.
Todd's here.
Yeah, there's the man of the tournament at the moment. Interchange X.
So let's see if he can kick safe here. This is one you can stick and get the cue ball to stop and take the 7-ball around the table if you hit this right.
Yeah, you're right enough, Matt. We haven't. I think straight pool is probably top of the agenda as far as well past its anniversary. I can't remember when we did the last one of them. It might have been. Was it the last one we did? The one where Larry had a chance and he blew it. Was it that one, or was there one after that?
Okay, so straight pool. The last straight pool was August of 2023. So yeah, we're really due for it. And it was Acero that won the last one.
Oh, that's right. Aye, yeah, it was Acero. But Acero, you don't see Acero at all until he notices one of these tournaments is up.
Yeah, it would be good to do straight pool again. I mean, I think the only thing is trying to do it before snooker. If you want to do snooker in April, isn't going to work. We got to do something that we know is going to be a short field.
Well, in that case, then it's one pocket. Then that guarantees that it won't interfere with the snooker.
I didn't say no field. I said a short one. That would be done in like one day.
Well,
I suppose even have to do a non-real time tournament if we did one pocket.
Well, in respect to the fact that Honolulu was all geared up to go until we found out there was a problem, then that would be the next one. Really, that hasn't been done before. That's the one thing it has in its favour. And the cue ball's gone south. And Albinario is going to have the lead again.
Yeah, I think Albinario just needs to be patient and play smart. And Spectredawn would have to play a tremendous match to win, I think, if Albin did those things. Yeah, Honolulu short. Rotation would be short. Cribbage would probably be short too. We just do 16-man field for whatever.
So we're into rack number 10. Albinario regains the lead and comes up dry again. Dry but safe. But look at the way these balls are spread. So whoever gets this one ball, we are expecting them to be out.
Well, let's see what he can do here. I might kick at this right now, or just move the cue ball just a little bit so you got a little better kick. Bump the cue ball down towards the end rail about a 1/4 inch. Just so you're not clear of the 7. You kick that one ball in. That's what I'd be doing here. And this is
well, that's just no good.
This isn't terrible. I mean, because it's difficult to get on the 2, but I think he can roll this and have a shot on the 2. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
I think he can roll this and get a cut on the 2.
Yeah, it's opening out.
That's what he's doing.
It's the thing.
Yeah, that was not a good push. He needed to put himself in an angle where he couldn't roll it like that and get on the 2 ball.
Well, how often has it been said that Spectredawn's weakness is when it comes to this side of the game? He's not seeing the better option, and he sort of walked right into his own trap there.
Does he come in these streams? Does he ever watch the stream?
I don't know.
I mean, he could be in here watching the stream, listen to the commentary, and trying to learn. Watch some of these other guys that do play safe well, how they do it.
I don't think these top players' egos allow them to do that, Steve. I think they know it all. They know it all.
Well, Cobra doesn't think that. He's worked on his game a lot. I don't think Albin does either. He's worked on his game a lot.
Yeah, he probably doesn't come into this stream because he's sick bed up of me saying he's overdue to win one of these things.
Well, he's not going to win it in one of these until he learns to move better. I mean, the rest of his game is fantastic. It's just the moving part that is deficient. And, your weaknesses are going to show up in these tournaments against really great players.
Well, unless Albie has a disaster between now and this 10 ball, he's going to open up a gap. Now, that might be significant or not.
Now, Albie doesn't always play his best. If he has one of his down matches, I mean, that could make this go the other way too. So far, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, and the longer it goes on, the more he's got his pace dialed in. He's not necessarily going to get sort of fall apart at the seams.
Cobra is curly. Slim is a great safety player. Well, if he's watching Slim and he's a great safety player, he's not learning very well.
Well,
Curly is a friend of mine. He's an actor.
What's his initials, Steve? Tell me his initials and I'll tell you his name.
Whose initials?
The guy that you're talking about, the guy that plays Curly, what's his initials? For his name, his first name and surname.
GF.
GF?
Yeah.
F for Freddy. That's not what I thought his name was. George.
No, F for his surname. Not surname, first name. His first name, surname. GF. Don't you guys don't flip your initials there, do you?
No. I had it in the tip of my tongue, his name. I think I went and Googled him. Greg, that's it. Greg's his first name, and I've forgotten his second name.
Yeah, Greg is his first name.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure what happened there, but it wasn't very good. So I think, yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, I think he'll get out here. I think where the 2 and 3 are is, even if he's a little funny on the 2, he can bump the 3.
Well, it's been.
He's coming down that side of it. Wow, that's risky with this 8 ball.
It's been going backward and forward, Tyler,
Yeah.
but it's sort of going forward towards Albie at the moment.
If you watch a pro play that situation, they're almost always going to bring the cue ball down on the other side,
the open
because
side,
there's nothing that can hook you.
The open side, exactly.
I mean, the one thing a professional is going to do almost all the time is play shots where he's not going to hook himself. If he has to play one that has risk like that, it's because he doesn't have any other options. Well, this is a kind of a touchy little situation. I think he's going to hit this with a lot of left. Come over towards 8. He's going to go back and forth, which is even better.
That's very well played.
1, yeah.
And the replay is working. That's a good shot.
This is just a little bit of right and hit it.
Very well done.
Drive it into the rail, just like that. And it's going to be 7-4.
Well, this has still got to be done. A little bit of dig just to come up the rail. Oh, wrong button.
The other thing about tournament pool is, you got to be consistent, and it's more about making mistakes and doing great things. Don't make mistakes.
This is still not 100% gimme. He's got to watch the brush and the 10, and the 10 will do nicely like that. See, I should have my logo in these tables. And instead of going lengthwise in the tables, it should be like that. Like I just showed you there. Like that.
You want, well...
The VP4... something like that. Or it could be something like this.
That's a lot more than just a logo. If you want to give me a logo, I can put it in, but it's not going to be that.
Hang on, wrong button. Wrong bloody button. What was the one I was trying there? Because I can't remember what ones I've got these say. That one. You think it's big enough? Anyway, more important matters. It's a 3-rack lead here for Albinario, and the distinct possibility he could be running away here from Spectredawn.
Yeah, well, it should be a 4-rack lead after this. Losing's a powerful motivator. I think there are 2 kinds of people. There's the kind of people that lose and get depressed about it and give up, and there's the kind of people that lose and it motivates them to get better. And hopefully Spectredawn's going to take this thrashing it looks like he's going to get. He can still come back. We got a long ways to go, but if he loses this, then he's got it. He's got to use it as motivation to work on his game.
That's what I meant to ask you, Steve. See the sponsored logos that go on the table at the start of the rack. Are they PNGs, or are they specific types of file?
I think I'm using PNGs for all those. Yeah.
So that would allow viewers to buy into a sponsorship of a tournament and have their logo on the table.
Yeah, you could.
There you go. Right, I'll give you a tenner, and I'll have my logo made up.
Just send it to me and I'll get it.
One of these backhander tenors.
Send me a high resolution. I think it needs to be at least 2048. Probably more.
Well, that's like if you're making a banner. Well, I was messing about making a new banner for my channel on YouTube, and they tell you there it has to be 2048 by 1440.
Yeah, I think I want them bigger than that. Let me look and see what they were.
Right, so Albinario set for the combo. He's not quite there, but you know, he's got. I mean, they're lined up pretty good. He's just getting around to have a look at the line he wants to. You ignore the 8 ball here. You're looking at the line you want to hit the 2 ball. So you essentially ignore the 8 ball. Once you've seen the line you want to hit it at, you're solely focused on the 2 ball. No, this is threatening danger here for Spectredawn if it hasn't been already.
Let's see.
Right.
Yeah. That one's 2048. That one's 2700. Tiger sponsor 2048. Yeah, it looks like I'm making them 2048 by 1024. All right. Well, this is not going Spectredawn's way.
I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so that early on in this match, these opportunities that Spectredawn was trying to get away from Albi, 2 or 3 goes at it, failed each time for one reason or another, getting hooked and whatever, and he might regret it. And in this situation, I think he's beginning to regret it.
Well, the thing you got to realize is that if you're a player that doesn't move well, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on you to run out because you don't have a lot of options. You know, if you move well, then you can create opportunities for yourself. But if your only choice is run out, I mean, that's tough.
What was that thing I missed in the chat there about if I'm in first and you pass me and whatever? Somebody type that out again, because Hairpig said most people are dumb. There is a riddle in the UK that probably would fool most Americans. In fact, it fools most folk from the UK as well. As I was going to St Ives, I met a man with 7 wives and blah, 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 blah. And then the final question is how many people were going to St Ives? And people are standing going, right, that's 7 and that's another 7, so that's 100. And then there was 144 people going to St Ives. But the answer's 1. Yeah.
Well, Spectredawn hit that 1 ball pretty good to get there on the 2. You know, but he's taking a lot of chances with a cue ball.
Yeah, I think he's already decided there's one way forward here, and that's just going for it.
I think he decided that before he even started. I mean, and that's a problem when you have to take a lot of chances with the cue balls because your only strategy is run out. If you get tables that are easy, then, you know, that strategy works well. As soon as you get tough tables, you got to start thinking about, should I play safe here?
Right, this needs
not good at it.
This question needs an engineer to answer it. If we are in a race and I'm in second place and you pass me, what place are you in? Well, the answer to that would be second. If you pass backwards, you were in first, so if you pass backwards, you're going to be in second. Unless there's some long-winded explanation for reading between the lines of that and working out a different answer.
Yeah, well, I think that's just one of those questions where people think I passed second, now I'm in first, which isn't true.
That's where people overthink things and they can't see the wood for the trees. Well, needless to say, and stating the obvious here, this is a must, and this 8-ball is not exactly easy to get to, I don't think.
I don't think
Yes,
we'll
there's
have any
plenty of room to
trouble.
get there as long as he's
Yeah.
good in the 7.
No, well, that's easy. He's just going to stop the cue ball here, and this is simple.
All right, now remember what he said there, folks. This is simple. Watch him hook himself behind the tent.
I'll tell you what, if I was playing a rack like this and I didn't get out, I'd be really ticked off. And there he goes. He hooks himself beyond the 10. I mean, he can still kick.
He'll kick it in, but you know, it was odds on that was going to be trouble.
I do think, at least for me, my touch is nowhere near as good in VP as it is in real life. Now, I've watched enough people play this game that I've seen people that had really good touch on it. But that should not be a difficult situation.
Is he taking evasive action, or is he just brushing it? Yeah, he's brushing the 10 and everything's good. Yep. Well, that was a must start there for Spectredawn.
Now the question is, can he make one on the break? And when you're down like this,
I'm going to say no.
That becomes more important. Now, if you make one, you don't come up with a good shot on the 1, you know, you're still okay, except for the fact that Spectredawn doesn't push out or play safe well. That's another place that comes up a lot. So here he is. He's got a ball. He doesn't have a shot. So this is where you need to play safe. And let's see what he's going to do here.
Hugh, can you solve this one? £5 if you do.
I speak. He got safe.
I speak without I can't read that on my phone because I've got a bloody heart symbol at the bottom corner.
Well, Albin thinks he can see the edge of this. Nope.
And here without
it was real tight.
I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?
I have no body, but I come alive when?
I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Let's see if we can get Google to work.
Ask ChatGPT.
A pile of hog poop.
ask ChatGPT, see what it says.
Now this is one of these.
You're an alien or something.
This is like one of these questions you get in this quiz over here. Only Connect, which is for people that have got serious brain problems because the blood that you're talking about thinking and down a different tangent. That quiz, I think I've barely ever answered a question on it.
I can tell you that ChatGPT doesn't always get stuff right. It guesses a lot of times.
Well,
you ever meet one of these people that if they don't know, they'll always guess, but they talk like they really do know. Like they're guessing, but they act like they're for sure this is the right answer. That's what ChatGPT is like.
I thought you were talking about a politician there, Steve, because that's the same. Because it's called bullshit, whatever way you look at it. That's what it's called. ChatGPT can do it as well as a politician.
Yeah, it'll give you these answers like, "Oh, this is it," and no, it's not.
And I noticed that YouTube have updated their terms and conditions because how many of you have been on YouTube where you've noticed these videos and they're all AI generated where it's saying this is how somebody looked when they were on this in the movies or in this TV program. This is this famous star. And then I've got another picture of somebody completely different saying, and this is how they look now, as if they're dead. Well, YouTube have acted on it to get rid of that stuff because I was reading that in the new terms and conditions the other day because there are loads of those videos on YouTube and it's all garbage. And I think they've done it to protect people from these people are just looking for hits. That's what they're looking for. They're just looking for viewer count and all that crap. And they're churning out garbage. But
Well, here we go.
YouTube responded.
I think he's called the bank. Oh, that's a pretty good safety there.
That's better. That's
That's
definitely
much better.
better.
And that's what you want. You want distance, because even if he
Yeah.
didn't get the snooker, he didn't, sell out any kind of easy safety or shot.
I think I'll be struggling both lines here. I think the side pocket's sort of. I think above the side pocket he's okay this side as we look. I think he's okay there to get the hit. He's called the cut just in case. He didn't get the line. Now, he doesn't want to... Well, I don't think the 5-ball matters anyway, because I think the 5-ball goes clean without it getting broken out. Yeah, perfectly clean. So, whatever way you look at it, the Spectredawn will work out very quickly that the good safety has got him a reward. He's got a chance to nip another one of these racks back. By the way, coldest pillow, I give up. What was the answer to that? That puzzle. An echo. That was the name of that was the name of her in Every Which Way But Loose. She was selling melons at the side of the road, and they pick her up, and the guy that's the mechanic that picks up the broken down cars, Clint's sidekick, he goes along with her. Her name was Echo.
Well, Spectredawn's making a little run here. This is what he needs to do, stick in this.
Yeah. Now, he's going up the other side of the 10. No, he's nipping back.
Well, this guy's got some guts. I mean, he's won a lot of stuff. You don't win a lot of stuff without having some guts that you're not just going to roll over.
Well, could do with a follow-up. So we've been playing for an hour and 6 minutes. And he's got the 7-ball on the right side. Well, he's not really got a cut into the side on that 1 ball. What's he going to do though? Is he going to? Can he call the bank? Is there enough room past that 6-ball to get the bank, or is he going to blast the cut up the rail? I think he's blasting the cut up the rail. Yeah. Or is he thinking? Surely he hasn't cut that into the side. Selby won 4-0 as well. Yeah, there's no problem with the 3-ball, but I think I'm wondering why he's spending so much time here, because he's now into his the extension is what he's into now, so he doesn't want to have to hurry this at the end of the day. I think he's thinning it up table.
I think he's cutting the side. No, he's going up table. You're right.
He's missed a shot, but well, Albinario should be pinching this. Let's be honest. I mean, the table's too good not to be getting out here. But you've got to get from that 4-ball down on the short side of the 5, unless you fancy leaving the combo. And that combo's nowhere near set. I think, in fact, the 5 goes past 8. What am I talking about? He's fine. Now, that schedule, I'm trying to remember, there is a match that's early morning my time. Is it tomorrow morning or is it Saturday morning? Hopefully Slim's around to get that. I think that's Larry's match, which is like 7 AM my time, either Friday morning or Saturday morning. I can't remember. But as I said, at that time of night, that's really late. You know, that's like 12 midnight or 1 a.m. in the morning US time for somebody like Slim. Albie's got himself a wee bit square here, but like I said, this 5-ball goes on either side, so it's less of a problem than I thought it would be. He's missed the 6, or he just grazed it a touch. It should still be good. Well, if Larry still plays poker, he probably, like many poker players, they don't go to bed until daylight. Well, looks like Albinario is going to open that gap again to 4, double figures. Oh, speak of the devil, there he is. Well, I hope you do, Slim. I'd still like to see it. So Albie with a 4-rack lead. Now breaking wide. How's he angling the cue? He's not really jacking up a great deal. Well, he's got a couple of balls, I think. Certainly got one. In fact, it was just the one. It was a 4-ball. What's he got here? Not really a lot here either. Now, is he trying to cut that up into the corner pocket? No, he isn't. Not yet, he isn't. Is he trying to just draw back and lock behind the 9? That's fiddly to try and do. Because this 7-ball's going to keep the 1 there. Yeah, that was never going to work. I mean, why didn't spot that? I presume he was trying to come in behind the 9, which was tricky enough. But it's the fact that the 1 ball was never going to go away. The 7-ball was going to keep it there. So that's a pretty poor choice of shot by Albie. I have to admit, I don't recall him missing an actual pot. What's happened to Steve? Is he away getting coffee?
No, I'm still here.
Right, well, this is another opportunity. Whatever way you look at it, Albinario's given him an opportunity to stay in touch here when, if he'd come up with something far better than what he came up with, he could have had Spectredawn sweating a bit more. And he's got there.
Yeah. Albin needs to just maintain distance at this point.
Yeah, he played a weird safety there, his last shot, which, when you look at it, was tricky to execute, especially with the ball that he was hitting it was getting held in place by the 7-ball, and all he did was just set up a pot for Spectredawn, and the end result is this. He looks as if he's going to get out here. Well, suddenly my Botrix viewer count thing is working on the main live stream page. I think it's finally updated itself. That took a long time. It's showing 18. And Spectredawn narrows the gap to 3. But this tournament is just so tough in this table to make any inroads that I don't believe Spectredawn can get back into this without Albinario's assistance, really. Because if they're just going to tread water and, you know, mostly win racks in their own break, then it's going to be difficult for Spectredawn to get back in it. And I think he's had a ball, and lo and behold, he's got a shot, and this is actually
Yep, good
Oh,
opportunity for
this
him.
is pretty good. So the trick then is probably leaving this. Is he going to play this soft and leave this cue ball this side of the table so he can cut the 3, come through the 8-9 gap and get onto this 4? Because that looks a good line to get onto this 4. I think he can sort of baby this 2 ball in and just come out in a sort of parallel. No, he's not. He's trying to come across 2 rails. Well, that'll still work. He's pretty much got to where I thought he wanted to be and come through that gap with 8 and 9.
Yeah, this is just all pretty routine stuff. I mean, he should be out here. There's no kind of real problems.
Yeah, self-inflicted damage is what he wants to be avoiding. But even right off the bat in this tournament, Spectredawn's looked reasonably comfortable on the table for the most part. Yes, still get caught out the same as the rest of them, but he's comfortable enough. But then again, he's up against the master of all in VP4.
Yeah, it's how many mistakes you're gonna make and how well you're gonna take advantage of the opportunities when you get them.
Well, he's done well in this one. Now this is a follow-up rack as well. So yeah,
yep,
he's on a roll.
2 in a row. Yeah, see if he can keep it going by doing it again.
Rack number 19. Dry. Oh no, balls were going in top right. Was it the 4 ball? I think I caught a glimpse of the 4 ball disappearing. And he's hampered. Well, again, is he going to line this up to try and cut this one in? Because it's hard to say whether he's going to. Is he going
I think he will. Depending on speed.
Is he going to catch that 7 or is he going to miss it?
It just depends on the speed. He may get a little rub on it. I don't think he'll need to hit this real hard. But he may get a rub, but even with a rub, it should come out.
Well, that's a good shot. That's a very good shot. I mean, that was tough. Look at where he's stuck over the top of this 6 ball. That was a good shot.
He was just in the laundry, as you like to say.
Well, again, the biggest problem is the 7 ball, which he may well have to take from where he is now, like where the cue ball is this side of the table, in and sneak round the corner behind that 8 ball and back into the table. That looks like a plan. I mean, it'd be really cutesy if he's going to try and, in fact, he's actually a bit too straight in this 6 ball, but it'd be too cute to try and come into this gap. Yeah, he's just going to take his medicine. Has he got there? Yeah. So now he can dig into the cue ball. I mean, does he want to try and check this and come straight up, or does he want to try and go behind? Looks as if he's actually, at the moment, going through the gap or trying to bump something. That'll work. So okay so far, and this is a sort of recovery run that you need. You need to dig deep, and at the moment it's going reasonably good. It's going to be 3 in a row, very likely.
Yeah, and this is what he needs to do. He needs to run out like well water. I mean, he's just got to keep doing this. This is the way he's going to win this match. So we haven't seen anybody string anything like a 6-pack. I mean, it's certainly doable in 10 ball.
Far from that happening. And it's dry this time.
Looking dry.
But the other bad
And
news for
that's a very
Spectredawn
good
is
table.
he's left a good table, and Albie's on the one.
Well, you know, I mean, Albie is, you know, he's been watching. It's always a little different when you've been watching, and then it's like your time to play.
Yeah, you've got to hit the ground running again, haven't you? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like you have to instantly be in rhythm and turn it on. It's a hard thing to learn. I mean, I
mean-
personally struggle with that a lot. You know, when you don't get many opportunities, it took me a long time to learn how to play when you sit there and watch a guy run 3 racks, and then you got to get up and now you have to execute. You know, if you screw up, he's going to run another 2 or 3.
Well, that's you know, there's no finer example of that than professional snooker. I mean, it turns out you might just turn up, you know, break off, leave a red on, and then you're sat down for the next 15 minutes while the guy just clears the table.
This is not good. This is not where you want to be. He for sure he's going to play for the combo. I mean, that's his only choice here.
Yeah,
he
just got to
could go forward
do.
Or stun back. That's kind of his choice.
Yeah,
Looks like he's going to go forward.
I think you're right. He's just going to get in a decent line, and that's not a decent line. Oh, hang on a minute. He's just sneaked through.
That was the trouble with going forward. So this is a reasonable angle, but it's no gimme.
Yeah, this is, again, the same thing. You pick the line, and in fact, he's decided the better, and that's another terrible shot. That is awful.
Well, I think the idea was good, but, you know, what happened there is he tried to get the cue ball to run down too much. You know, he just couldn't get the cue ball down to the 8 without hitting the 5 too hard.
It's quite poor for Albinario, though.
Well, but, you know,
the way you look at it, it's a bit of assistance for Spectredawn. He won't be careful.
I think this is the kind of thing that happens sometimes when, you know, you've been sitting and you get a chance and you just... It's different when guys are playing good against you, and that's probably good enough there. I mean, all he's got to do is make this.
What does 4 a.m. mean, Larry? What was that an answer to? What is that?
That's what time Larry wakes up.
Oh, is that when you get up, Larry? Yeah, well, that's the same as me then.
Larry's got to get up and milk the cows.
I've been up at 4 a.m. for 10 years now, for over 10 years. I tell you, it's a killer. It is a killer. I've got every sympathy for these farmers that are up at 3:30 in the morning. The cows are all waiting to get into the milking shed.
Bedtime. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Bill.
I think Bill's far too busy. I think that's the problem. I think that the time the match was scheduled, that was the only time spot that Bill had available, and then he couldn't make it.
Good shot there. That was not necessarily a gimme. So it's tied up now. So Spectredawn has...
Well, that's the recovery done, but he's got to keep going. 10 apiece after 1 hour and 22 minutes.
This is where you just want to keep the pressure on Albin, and this is where the moving game can really hurt him, because if he has to move and he does a poor job, he'd end up giving up control. I mean, so far, the last few racks, Albin's only got to the table once, and he screwed up. This is an opportunity to maybe clear up that 9-6 right here. You can get that 4 ball moving into him, and I think that's what he'll try. Yep, there it is.
And the one,
excellent shot.
4 ball sitting wide open. So this to me is the critical shot here. This is it, getting on this 3 ball.
Yeah, and this really shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, you may not get perfect on it, but it should be pretty easy to get on it. Yep, and that's good enough.
It was 20 minutes to 2 this morning when I got to bed after watching that match that Slim was streaming, and then we played 2 games of Cowboy. 20 minutes to 2. Well, there you go.
And there's the mistake again. And this is the easiest safety in the world. Now, this is where you want to play safe.
Yeah, and you want to go into that rail behind the 8 ball. You don't want to roll onto it. You want to go into the rail. like that.
Just like that. Yeah. And Spectredawn is pretty good at those kind of safeties. Those aren't the ones he has trouble with.
So Albie's called the 3-ball in the corner.
Yeah,
Obviously,
and I think
just in case.
I think he'll probably hit this with speed. Yep. And
This
the
might
reason
be-
why you,
Well, the cue balls came out, and that'll be a missed call if it goes in.
yeah, he didn't come out too good. The reason why you hit it hard is there's no cover.
So, now's the crucial one, getting out of there and have any sort of sight in the 5. But Spectredawn, how many was he behind? Was he 4 behind?
Yeah,
that was good.
It was maybe was it 4 or 5? He's at least 4.
Well, he's now going to be in the lead in a minute or two, unless he's got a major failure here. I can't see where it's going to go wrong.
I don't see him messing this up.
Unless he just sits on top of a ball, that's the only way it's really going to go wrong.
You mean like this?
It needs to keep going. It needs to keep going.
He's okay, but this is and that's that ball extended from the side pocket, that 7 ball, and you know you can get funny on that in a blink of an eye. You might have been better off playing to shoot that ball down in the corner than trying for the side pocket, but he should be okay here.
Yeah, he's dragged all the pace off at that again. Well played.
Yeah. Robert says 9-4 a while ago, so it was 5.
Yeah, well, it's all starting in the level playing field again, but you just have to start as if it's a second part of the match. You're starting all over again.
Well, he's putting pressure on Albie, and Albie's made some mistakes because of it, and I think it's going to give him a chance to win this match.
Yeah, the other thing is Spectredawn's got all that stamina test that he has every Friday night 9-ball that he's in for like 3.5 hours. And Albie's maybe done a day's shift, and he's an hour ahead of me, so it's like 25 past 10 his time. So it's getting late. But Spectredawn is back in the lead, and 4-ball into the side, 2-ball into the top left.
Yeah, that's
Shot
pretty good if he can get on the 3-ball. So this is kind of tricky getting on the 3-ball.
Well, do you not just take your medicine and stick him behind the 9?
Well,
more than likely a safety.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can think that way. I mean, it's not that easy to stick him behind the 9 because of where the 5 and 8 are.
I mean, he's going to have to slam this and lots of draw to get to stun to the rail.
Well, he can cut this into the left corner. Yeah, he tried to get around to it, and yeah, I mean, in those situations, you really have to make a decision based on what's the shot that's going to give me the best chance to win, and I'm not sure that was it. That was a tough shot.
Well, this is like the start of the match all over again, where Spectredawn's had the table there almost at his mercy. It hasn't quite got there, and Albinario is in to square the match again. Here we go again, folks.
Yeah, I think Spectredawn would have been better served either trying to play safe on the 1 or maybe on the 3. That was tough play tried.
Oh, this is just a little tickle into the side. Send it to that far jaw. Don't mess about with the near jaw. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised he hit that easy. And now he's straight on.
Straight, so he's just probably going to stop the cue ball right there, and
he can stun it over.
Is he going to steal a bit of an angle? Yes, he's trying to. Now again, what do you do here? Do you just baby this in and come out for the 9 into the side, or do you play the 9 long?
Well, on VP you might baby it. In real life you wouldn't do that in this situation. Not with this distance.
Or is he going to try and spin this around 3 rails, is he?
He looks like he's going around.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to go too far inside like that.
It's not ideal being on the rail, but this is still okay. You know, this is just a little stun draw. Yeah, Spectredawn's playing good.
No, that's well done, well controlled, held the cue ball well, perfect. And Albinario's back on par. Now, who was it? Coldest Pillar that said 17-16? I can't remember who to. Was it Spectredawn? No, that still stands as a possibility at the moment. So, number 23.
I don't think anybody that I saw picked Albinario.
No, 3 ball into the right side. 1 ball's gone dead. No, it hasn't. It's bounced out. Albie's obviously going to have a line down to the 2 ball here. He's got all the room in the world. Again, you don't want to land on top of it. But I think that, yeah, he's just got to try and judge the pace. He's going to have a cut. It's going to be in bedhead territory.
Yeah, but the good news is it's sitting good to go up and down for the 4 ball. Shoot the 4 ball on the side.
Yeah. All the room to get there.
These kind of shots, you know, they're so thin that really all you're focusing on is just, you know, it's almost like just hitting a cue ball straight into the rail.
Oh dear.
Like there's no ball there. And
oh dear.
It. Oh boy.
Well, this is got to be punished.
Had a pretty good opportunity there, and he's going to give this